Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and it is the final FedEx Cup event of the year. So they have made it to the Tour Championships. Expecting a really good week, but some breaking news that came out today was they're really changing how the FedEx Cup is working. So they announced, I think probably a month ago when they announced the schedule, that instead of 4 events it was going down to 3. But which I agree with. I think that will condense it, and all of their ideas, you know, they've moved the US PGA. They're trying to condense the season so it doesn't clash with other sports and it really gets that prime time ending. So I understand why they've gone into 3. But next year, the Tour Championships, the players will be ranked. So I think the person that goes in the first spot starts at 10 under. Second spot 9 under, and then it works its way down. I like this idea and I dislike this idea. So the reason I like this idea is a bit like Formula 1 or like motor racing, having a pole position and working your way down. I think that's a really cool concept, and it will make it a lot clearer who's going to win. So I think that's one thing. I know when Bill Haas won the Tour Championships, it wasn't until he was getting got to the prize giving before he realised that he'd actually won the FedEx Cup as well. As the story goes, I think he asked who won the FedEx Cup, and it turned out to be him. So by having that new system, I think it's very novel. I think it's exciting. So I really do like that idea. The reason I don't like it is I think it takes away the value of winning a tour event, you know, and we make it sound like everybody wins one now and again, and that's really not true. You know, if you take guys that have had really good seasons, like Bubba Watson, he won 3 times this year, Justin Rose 2 times. You know, to win on the PGA Tour is an honour, and it's a really big deal. And it just worries me that somebody, let's say somebody that hasn't won a tour event before, like let's take Tony Finau. You know, he's made it into the Ryder Cup, he's had a great year, but he hasn't won a tour event. So imagine he effectively wins the Tour Championships but comes in 5th place, or wherever he is now. I think he's in 3rd place, and he might not only not win the FedEx Cup, he might not even get that tour event, which, like I say, I think is a really big deal. And the Tour Championships is a massive event in its own right, and I just hope this new system doesn't lose that feel. You know, it doesn't just become the FedEx Cup finale. It is a standalone. Winning the Tour Champs is a massive deal. So get some comments down below. What do you think about this new system, and how would you tweak it? So like, I like the concept of having like a shootout, almost having like a 5-day event and the top 4 shoot out on their own. But again, that can become a bit like an exhibition match. So I'm not saying that's the perfect idea, but that was kind of my thinking to make it exciting. What would you do to change? And who do you think will win this week? So Bryson goes in at number 1. So he is mathematically the man to beat. But it needs another really good week. Somebody jumps up. Everybody in that top 10 especially have been playing some really good golf. I like Paul Casey this week. I'm not too sure why. He pulled out last week with a bit of an injury. I kind of remember him doing well there in the past. I can't give you the stats because I'm very much going off of a gut feeling, but I like Paul Casey this week. And maybe that is just because the Ryder Cup is coming up and I want him to be playing well, so he'll be doing well the following week. Who knows? But that's my pick. That's my opinion on the new system. Like I said, get some comments down below. Hope to catch you soon.